Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and around 2 months ago I made a video going over all of the easiest CLL algorithms that you guys already knew. And today I just randomly thought to myself, why not just convert this into a full CLL tutorial? So in today's video, I'm going to be covering the 19 slightly more difficult cases. I'm also going to be showing you guys how I remember these algorithms, and on top of that, I'm going to be labeling the previous video as CLL tutorial part 1, and I'm going to be labeling this one as CLL tutorial part 2. Let's do this. If you want to buy these cubes or any other speed cube, be sure to get it at Speed Cube Shop and use the discount code RAM for 5% off your order, as well as a shout out at the end of my latest video. Anyway, the first set of cases I'm going to be going over are the age cases, and if you guys still need help with CLL recognition, I'll link my tutorial down in the description below. Anyway, the first age case I'm going to be going over is this one right here, where we have this vertical bar here where these two are the same and these two are opposite. So what you have to do is just hold it from this angle where the bar is parallel to this and do this algorithm. F and then R to U prime, R to U prime. And then you do R to U R prime, and then you finish off with an F prime. And executing it fast would look like this. And the final edge case we have here is where these two are the same. We have this horizontal bar here and these two are opposite. What you have to do is hold it from this angle with the bar on the right here parallel to this and do this algorithm. You basically take this piece out with R U R prime U, and then you just do R U R prime, and then you head slammer it in. And executing it fast will look like this. And just like that, we've covered 25 cases. Now let's move on to the pi cases. So the first pi case I'm going to be showing you guys is this one right here, where you have these two bars on the left and these two pieces are opposite. What you have to do is hold the bar from this angle and do this algorithm. You start out by doing R prime U prime, then you do a sledgehammer, and then you do R U prime, and then you insert this piece into the back with R prime U to R. And executing it fast would look like this. Alright, so the next pi case I'm going to be showing you guys is this one right here, where you basically have two vertical bars on top. What you have to do is put this bar on the right here, and then you do this algorithm. Sledgehammer, R U prime R prime U prime R U prime R prime. And executing it fast would look like this. Alright, so the next pi case we have here is when you basically have this checkers pattern on top. And what you have to do for this one is put this bar into the back here and do this algorithm similar to that H case. You gotta do F and then R2 U prime, R2 U, R2 U, R prime, and then finish off with an F prime. And executing it fast would look like this. Alright, so the next pi case we have here is where these two are the same and these two right here are opposite. What you have to do for this algorithm is start out the way you do with an anti-Sune, R U to R prime U prime. But instead of inserting this, what you have to do is R U R prime and then U2 and then sledgehammer this piece in. And executing it fast would look like this. And the final pi case we have here is where these two pieces are the same but these two are opposite. What you have to do for this algorithm is basically the reverse of the previous one. You push this bar into the back here, and then you got to do a head slammer and then a U2 to push this piece back, and then R U prime R prime U, and then just insert this with R U to R prime. And executing it fast would look like this. And with that we've covered 30 cases. Now let's move on to the T cases. Alright, so the first T case we have here is where these two are opposite and this one is adjacent to these. There's no real easy way to show the algorithm here, but I'll try my best. So what you gotta do is just hold this bar right here and do this. F U prime and then do R U to R prime and then U prime, F2 and then insert this piece. And executing it fast will look like this. Alright, and the next T case we have here is where these two are the same and this one is opposite to these. What you gotta do for this algorithm is push this bar into the back here and do this. F, sexy move, R U prime U prime, and then insert this like this. And executing this fast would look like this. And the final T case we have is this one right here, where these two are opposite and this one is the same as this. What you gotta do is just bring this bar here and do this algorithm. R prime U, R, U2 and then go into this kind of sledgehammer thing and finish with F prime R. And executing it fast will look like this. And with that we've covered 33 cases. Now let's move on to the U cases. Alright, so for the first U case here, where these two are the same and this one is adjacent to these, what you have to do is put this bar into the back like this and then do this algorithm. F, R, U, R prime and then U2 and then do an F prime and then kinda insert this piece like this. And executing it fast will look like this. Alright, so the next U case we have here is where these two are opposite and this one is adjacent to these. What you have to do for this algorithm is a head slammer, push this piece into the back, do R U prime R prime and then insert this piece like this. And executing it fast will look like this. Alright, so the next case we have here is where these two are adjacent and this one is the same as this. What you have to do is put this bar right here and do this algorithm. R prime U, sledgehammer, R U2 and then insert this piece into the back like this. And executing it fast will look like this. And the final U case we have here is where these two are adjacent and this one is opposite to this. What you gotta do for this algorithm is move this bar here and do this. R U prime R prime, sledgehammer and just do a double sexy. And executing it fast will look like this. Alright, we're 37 cases down. Now let's move on to the L cases. Alright, so the first L case we have here is where these two are adjacent and these two are the same. What you have to do for this one is do R U2 R prime sledgehammer and insert this with R U2 R prime. And executing it fast would look like this. Alright, so for the next L case right here, these two pieces are the same and these two are opposite. What you have to do for this algorithm is just push this over to the right like this and do this. R U prime R prime, inverse sexy, and then do a head slammer and insert like this. And executing it fast would look like this. And for the final L case right here, we've got these two pieces are the same and these two are adjacent. What you have to do for this is once again push this to the right and do this. R prime F prime and then start off like a T-perm kind of thing. And then do R prime and then U2 R to insert this. And executing it fast would look like this. And with this we finished 40 out of the 42 cases. Now let's move on to the Sune and Anti-Sune cases since I only have one of each to show. Alright, let's begin with the Sune case first because why not? For this case, these two pieces are the same and these two are adjacent. What you have to do for this is put the oriented corner on the right like this and do this algorithm. R prime F R2 F prime like this. You have this bar out and then play with this bar and then insert this like this. And executing it fast would look like this. And for the final case of this video, we have this Anti-Sune case right here where these two are the same and these two are adjacent. What you have to do for this case is just take out these two corners with R prime U R U prime R prime. They are out and then you're supposed to do a sledgehammer and then insert them the same way like this. And executing it fast would look like this. And with that, I hope you guys now know full CLL. Just kidding. How I'd recommend training this is by going to jperm.net and ticking off all the cases that you learn one by one. And then go to the algorithm trainer and practice those cases as they come up. So yep, that's about it for my video on my CLL tutorial, I guess. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Goodbye. Hey everyone, so before we end off this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to GamerCuber for using my discount code at SpeedCubeShop. She ordered a JPerm RS3M 2020 which is pretty cool overall, and yep, even I have one coming in the mail soon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the cube and thanks a lot for using my discount code once again. Thanks a lot for watching again and goodbye.